7 places to visit. In Rome, the Eternal City, is a destination where ancient history, stunning architecture, and vibrant culture collide. Whether you're drawn by the remnants of the Roman Empire, the treasures of the Vatican, or the delicious cuisine, Rome offers many unforgettable experiences. Welcome back to Dean's Sweet Travels. Today, we're exploring Rome, the Eternal City. Whether you're a history buff, an art lover, or a foodie, Rome has something for everyone. Let's explore 7 must-see places in Rome that should be on your itinerary. Each offers a glimpse into the city's rich history and cultural significance. Number 7. The Capitoline Hill and Museums. Capitoline Hill, or Campidoglio, is one of the 7 hills of Rome and has been the epicenter of Roman political and religious life for over 2 millennia. As the most sacred of the hills, Capitoline Hill was once home to the great temples of ancient Rome, including the Temple of Jupiter, and has long served as a symbol of the city's power and prestige. Today, the hill is home to the Capitoline Museums, a treasure trove of ancient Roman art, sculptures, and artifacts, making it a must-see destination for anyone interested in Roman history, culture, and art. The Capitoline Museums, Musei Capitolini, are the oldest public museums in the world. They were founded in 1471 when Pope Sixtus IV donated a collection of ancient bronze statues to the people of Rome. Over the centuries, the collection has grown to include some of the most important works of ancient Roman art and sculpture, making it a must-see for art lovers and history enthusiasts. The museums are in 2 palaces surrounding the Piazza del Campidoglio, the Palazzo dei Conservatori and the Palazzo Nuovo. These 2 buildings are connected by an underground gallery that leads to the ancient tabularium, offering visitors a chance to explore the ruins of the ancient Roman archive while enjoying stunning views of the Roman Forum below. Another notable piece in the Palazzo dei Conservatori is the Capitoline Wolf, an iconic bronze sculpture of the she-wolf suckling Romulus and Remus, the legendary founders of Rome. The Hall of the Horaci and Curiati is another must-see room in the Palazzo dei Conservatori. Named after the Roman legend of the Horaci and Curiati, this grand hall is adorned with stunning frescoes that depict key moments in Rome's early history, including the founding of the Republic and the struggle between the patricians and plebeians. The Palazzo Nuovo, opposite the Palazzo dei Conservatori, is home to a vast collection of Roman sculptures, busts, and mosaics. One of the most famous works in this building is the Dying Gaul, a poignant marble sculpture that depicts a defeated Gallic warrior in his final moments. The Capitoline Venus is another highlight of the Palazzo Nuovo. This beautiful marble statue of the goddess Venus, modeled after the Greek original, exemplifies classical sculpture's idealized beauty and grace. Number 6. The Spanish Steps. A short walk from the Trevi Fountain will lead you to the Spanish Steps, a sweeping staircase that connects Piazza di Spagna at the base to the Trinità dei Monti Church at the top. The Spanish Steps, or Scalinata di Trinità dei Monti, is one of Rome's most famous landmarks. The 135 steps are a popular gathering spot for tourists and locals, and from the top, you'll get a fantastic view of Rome's bustling streets below. At the base of the steps is the Fontana della Barcaccia, a fountain designed by Pietro Bernini. The Spanish Steps area is also great for exploring some of Rome's high-end shopping streets, including Via Condotti, where you'll find luxury fashion boutiques. The story of the Spanish Steps begins in the early 18th century, when the area around the Piazza di Spagna was a hub for diplomats, artists, and aristocrats. The steps were built to connect the Church of Trinità dei Monti, located at the top of the hill, with the bustling Piazza di Spagna below. The idea of building a staircase to bridge the 2 locations had been considered for centuries, but it wasn't until 1717 that Pope Clement XI organized a competition to design the steps. The little-known architect Francesco de Sanctis created the winning design, and construction began in 1723. The staircase is wide at the bottom and gradually narrows as it ascends, creating a sense of movement and fluidity. The landings are interspersed with small areas where visitors can stop and rest, which also frame the views of the church, the piazza, and the surrounding cityscape. The design is functional and artistic, providing a grand entrance to the church and serving as a space for public gathering and social interaction. Number 5. Trevi Fountain. The Trevi Fountain, or Fontana di Trevi, is one of the most iconic and beautiful landmarks in Rome. Known for its grandeur, intricate sculptures, and the tradition of tossing a coin into its waters, the Trevi Fountain has captured the imagination of travelers for centuries. Located in the city's heart, this Baroque masterpiece symbolizes Rome's artistic, historical, and cultural legacy. Whether you're drawn to its romantic atmosphere, curious about its rich history, or simply looking to take part in its legendary coin-throwing ritual, a visit to the Trevi Fountain is an unforgettable experience. The history of the Trevi Fountain dates back to ancient Rome, when aqueducts were essential for supplying water to the city. The fountain marks the terminus of the Aqua Virgo, one of the oldest aqueducts in Rome, built in 19 BCE during the reign of Emperor Augustus. The Aqua Virgo was known for delivering some of the purest water to the Roman baths and fountains of the city. The name Trevi comes from the Latin word trivium, meaning three roads, as the fountain is located at the intersection of three streets. At first glance, the Trevi Fountain impresses with its sheer size and elaborate detail. Standing at 26 meters (85 feet) high and 49 meters (161 feet) wide, it is the largest Baroque fountain in Rome, and its design seamlessly blends architecture and sculpture to create a dramatic, theatrical experience. At the center of the fountain is a towering figure of Oceanus, the god of the sea in Roman mythology. Oceanus stands in a chariot shaped like a shell, being pulled by two horses, or hippocampi, and guided by two tritons. Each horse represents a different sea aspect. One is calm and obedient, while the other is wild and restless. The surrounding figures add layers of allegory to the fountain's design. On either side of Oceanus are two statues representing abundance and salubrity. To the left, abundance holds a horn of plenty, symbolizing the nourishment and wealth that water brings to the people of Rome. To the right, salubrity holds a cup from which a serpent rings, symbolizing water's healing and life-giving properties. The Trevi Fountain has been immortalized in popular culture, making it a globally recognized symbol of Rome. One of its most famous appearances was in the 1960 film La Dolce Vita, directed by Federico Fellini. In a now iconic scene, actress Anita Ekberg wades through the fountain's waters in an evening gown, beckoning her co-star Marcello Mastroianni to join her. This scene captured the imagination of audiences worldwide and cemented the Trevi Fountain's status as a symbol of romance and allure. The fountain has also appeared in other films, including Roman Holiday and Three Coins in the Fountain, further contributing to its legendary status. Its cinematic history has made it a magnet for tourists, many visiting the fountain to connect to the timeless glamour and romance depicted on screen. Number 4. Vatican City and St. Peter's Basilica. Vatican City, the smallest independent state in the world, is home to some of the most important religious and artistic treasures of Western civilization. At its heart is St. Peter's Basilica, one of the largest churches in the world and a masterpiece of Renaissance architecture. The basilica's immense size and ornate design make it a breathtaking sight, with its towering dome designed by Michelangelo dominating the skyline. You'll find countless works of art, including Michelangelo's Pietà and the beautifully adorned papal tombs. Don't miss the climb to the top of the dome for a sweeping view of St. Peter's Square and the rest of Rome. Adjacent to the basilica are the Vatican Museums, home to one of the world's most impressive art collections. The highlight, of course, is the Sistine Chapel, with Michelangelo's famous frescoes covering the ceiling and the Last Judgment adorning the altar wall. The Vatican Museums also house works by Raphael, Caravaggio, and many other Renaissance and Baroque masters. Be sure to book your tickets in advance to avoid the long lines. The area has been associated with the Christian faith since the early centuries of Christianity. Saint Peter, one of Jesus Christ's apostles and the first pope, was believed to be martyred and buried on this site in the 1st century. Over time, the Vatican became the center of the Roman Catholic Church and the construction of St. Peter's Basilica. Peter's Basilica in the 16th century solidified its position as the spiritual hub of Catholicism. Today, Vatican City is not only the home of the Pope, but also houses some of the world's most important religious, artistic, and cultural treasures. The Vatican's influence extends beyond its 44 hectares, 110 acres, with the Pope acting as a global spiritual leader and diplomat. As you approach St. Peter's Basilica, you are immediately struck by its massive dome, designed by Michelangelo. The dome is one of the most recognizable features of the Roman skyline and is the tallest in the world, standing at 136.5 meters, 448 feet. Just to the right of the entrance is one of the most famous sculptures in the world, Michelangelo's Pietà. This masterpiece, created when Michelangelo was just 24 years old, depicts the Virgin Mary cradling the body of Christ after his crucifixion. On Sundays, the Pope also delivers a blessing from a window of the Apostolic Palace overlooking the square, an event known as the Angelus. Number 3. The Pantheon. The Pantheon is one of the best preserved ancient buildings in Rome and remains a marvel of Roman engineering. The name Pantheon comes from the Greek words pan, all, and theos, gods, indicating that the building was originally dedicated to all of the Roman gods but was later converted into a Christian church, which helped preserve it over the centuries. Its most striking feature is the massive domed ceiling, with an oculus at its center that allows natural light to flood the interior. Inside, you'll find the tombs of famous Italians, including the artist Raphael. Regardless of its original purpose, the Pantheon remains one of the most important and influential buildings in the history of architecture. The most striking feature of the Pantheon is its massive dome, which was the largest in the world for over 1,300 years and remains the largest unreinforced concrete dome. As you approach the Pantheon, the first thing that greets you is its imposing portico with 16 Corinthian columns of Egyptian granite, each standing nearly 40 feet tall. The Pantheon's dome is its most iconic feature. Spanning 142 feet in diameter and reaching a height equal to its width, the dome is a perfect hemisphere. The dome is made of concrete, a material the Romans perfected, and its construction is a testament to the innovation of Roman builders. As the dome rises, the concrete becomes lighter, with volcanic pumice incorporated into the upper layers to reduce the weight. At the center of the dome is the oculus, a 30-foot-wide circular opening that allows natural light to flood the interior. The oculus is the building's only source of natural light, and its presence creates a dynamic play of light and shadow as the sun moves across the sky. What's most remarkable about the dome is that it remains the largest unreinforced concrete dome in the world, nearly 2 millennia after its construction. This feat of engineering continues to inspire architects and engineers to this day, and its influence can be seen in buildings such as St. Peter's Basilica and the US Capitol. Visitors are expected to dress respectfully as the Pantheon is still an active church. When entering, be sure to cover your shoulders and knees. Number 2. The Roman Forum. Just a short walk from the Colosseum, the Roman Forum was once the heart of ancient Rome, a bustling marketplace and the center of public life. The ruins of temples, government buildings, and triumphal arches transport visitors back to the days of the Roman Republic and Empire. Highlights include the Temple of Saturn, the Arch of Titus, and the House of the Vestal Virgins. Walking along the ancient stone pathways of the Forum is like stepping into a living museum, where every corner tells a story of Rome's political, social, and religious history. To fully appreciate its significance, it's worth taking a guided tour or using an audio guide that can explain the intricate details of each monument. The history of the Roman Forum dates back more than 2,500 years, when Rome was a small kingdom. Initially a swampy area, it was drained and developed into a public space under the Etruscan kings, and over time it became the center of public life in Rome. The Forum was the site of triumphal processions, political elections, criminal trials, gladiatorial matches, and religious and commercial activities. At its peak, the Forum was lined with grand temples, basilicas, and monuments built by the most extraordinary emperors of Rome. However, after the fall of the Western Roman Empire in the 5th century, the Forum fell into disrepair. By the Middle Ages, much of it was buried under rubble and forgotten, with only a few ruins visible. It wasn't until the 19th and 20th centuries that archaeological excavations revealed the remains of this once vibrant hub of Roman life, and today it stands as one of the most important archaeological sites in the world. As you wander through the Forum, you'll encounter numerous ruins and landmarks, each with its own story to tell. The Arch of Titus is one of the first structures you'll see when entering the Forum. This triumphal arch was built in AD 81 by Emperor Domitian. One of the oldest temples in the Forum, the Temple of Saturn, was dedicated initially around 497 BC. The Basilica of Maxentius, completed by Constantine the Great in AD 312, is one of the most significant structures in the Forum. The rostra was the speaker's platform in the Forum, where politicians, military leaders, and orators would address the Roman populace. The name rostra comes from decorating the platform with the prows of captured enemy ships, a symbol of Roman naval power. Julius Caesar, Mark Antony, and Cicero delivered famous speeches from this platform. While the rostra you see today is a reconstruction, standing here gives you a sense of the weighty political discourse that once occurred. The Temple of Vesta is one of the most sacred sites in the Forum. It housed the eternal flame of Rome, which was tended by the Vestal Virgins, priestesses who played a vital role in the Roman religion. At the opposite end of the Forum, from the Arch of Titus, stands the Arch of Septimius Severus, built in AD 203 to celebrate the Roman victories in the Parthian Wars. Number 1. The Colosseum. A trip to Rome would be incomplete without visiting the Colosseum, one of the most iconic landmarks in the world. As the most significant ancient amphitheater ever built, this massive structure once hosted gladiatorial contests, public spectacles, and mock sea battles. Today, the Colosseum stands as a symbol of Rome's imperial past, with its towering arches and intricate network of underground tunnels giving visitors a sense of its grandeur. You can tour the arena floor, gaze at the towering walls, and imagine the crowd's roar from centuries ago. Be sure to visit the upper levels for panoramic views of the Roman Forum and the surrounding city. This grand architectural achievement was built on the site of Nero's private lake, symbolizing the return of land to the people of Rome after Nero's tyrannical rule. The Colosseum was designed to host various forms of entertainment, with gladiatorial combat being the most famous. It could hold between 50,000 and 80,000 spectators and was the largest amphitheater ever built at the time, showcasing the immense power and wealth of the Roman Empire. The Colosseum's architecture is a marvel of ancient engineering, standing at approximately 48 meters (157 feet) tall, with an elliptical circumference of 527 meters (1,729 feet). The sheer size of the Colosseum is staggering. The interior of the Colosseum was just as impressive. It consisted of 4 stories, with the first 3 containing arcades, rows of arches, and the 4th decorated with pilasters. The first 3 stories were designed to hold thousands of spectators, while the top level provided a shaded gallery for the Roman elite. Beneath the Colosseum's floor lies the Hypogeum, an intricate network of tunnels and chambers that housed the gladiators and animals before they were lifted into the arena for combat. The Colosseum is more than just an ancient structure, it's a testament to the ingenuity and power of the Roman Empire. Despite centuries of natural disasters, neglect and vandalism, it remains one of the most visited monuments in the world. Today, the Colosseum is a UNESCO World Heritage Site symbolizing Rome's cultural and historical significance. It's a must-see for anyone looking to connect with the city's past, and it continues to inspire awe and wonder in the millions of visitors who pass through its gates each year. Follow Sweet Travels for more adventures that unveil our fascinating worlds of beauty, history, and culture. Until next time, keep exploring and discovering, and let every journey broaden your horizons. If you enjoyed this guide, please like, comment, and subscribe to Sweet Travels for more amazing travel content. Until next time, happy exploring!